Oh shoot. All right, what's up,
Hey,
guys?
welcome.
We are back. It is action time. Thank you guys
Yes.
so much for joining and watching our YouTube channel.
Yes,
so,
thank you.
So today's show, guys, we are talking about our trip to Tanzania, Africa, Tanzania and Zanzibar, Africa,
Yes.
going into a little more details on the trip. So,
And what we did, and just giving you pointers on where we went, so that if you ever want to go to Africa, you have a little help from us already.
that's right. You got some contacts also, because we're going to
Yes.
enter our contacts and all that fun stuff in the video as well. So we previously posted a highlights trip. It's called Tanzania Africa with Friends.
With friends.
Yes, and so find that on our page also, guys.
Yes.
It's in our channel. It's in our library. So if y'all check that out. And it really kind of highlights everything that we did. Just gives a kind of a once over with videos and pictures and all that kind of
Yes.
stuff of our activity. We had a good time.
We had a
Right?
great time.
To this day, it's one of Melanie's best trips.
It is.
If
It
not
is
the
my
best.
favorite trip ever. However, it had one of the most horrible experiences ever in life. However, it's still my favorite trip,
Those
and
of you-
we'll get into that later.
Those of you know her, if y'all know her, then you probably know what she's talking about. But anyway, guys, we're gonna jump right into it, guys.
Yes.
Tanzania. So the first thing we'll talk about is the flight. And again, guys, before we continue, hit that subscribe button. Like
Yes.
it's in the bottom right corner of your screen. It's
Don't
got
forget
the
to like.
Kong icon. So yeah, like, subscribe to our channel if you would. Thank you
Yes,
guys so much.
Thank you.
So anyway, guys, the flights, man, it took 28 hours for a travel time total.
Yes.
28 hours, and
And
so
for those of you who know Kane, 2 hours is like, no, I'm not doing 2 hours.
you know what?
Really?
I like to travel. I
So
do like to
convince
travel.
them to do 28.
Yeah, 28. That's a long time, man. That is a long time. But honestly, it wasn't that bad. Once you put your mind to it, you get on the plane, you relax. There's tons of movies that you can choose from. There's games.
Yeah.
You can even watch your flight, where you are in the flight at the time of the flight,
whole
all that
process.
stuff. So, and you can work if you got a laptop or whatever. You can work. You can do all that kind of stuff. So it really is not that bad. You will need to get up and stretch now and then because it's a long flight. But those planes, those planes have plenty of room. But again, we did a little bit of layover stuff, right? So our
Yes.
first trip was to Atlanta. And we laid over for a little while. We got to get off the plane and, eat, hang out, use restroom. And then from Atlanta, we went to Amsterdam. So that was a pretty long flight. But again, you got to relax for a little while. And then from Amsterdam, we flew to Kilimanjaro.
Yes.
And that was our final destination for that trip. So it wasn't so bad, guys. Just don't worry about the
wasn't.
flight time. Put your mind to it.
I mean, we
Again,
were excited to
we
get
were
to
still
Africa,
excited.
so we were just, time actually went pretty fast. We
It
were so
did.
excited to get there.
And what we do, my little secret that I do is I try to stay up the entire day and night before, so I'll be really tired when I go to the airport. That way I hit the plane, and chances are I'll crash before the plane. Excuse me, that's bad. That's a bad thing to say. Chances are I'll fall asleep before we take off.
Did you say before the plane crashes?
No, I said I'll crash
Before-
before the plane takes off, but I don't like saying
Okay,
crash
yeah.
while we're flying. That's not
Definitely
that's
not
cool.
my style. I need my sleep every night. And
Yeah.
so I can deal with it. I can read or play games, or I can watch movies. I'll catch up on whatever I've never seen.
Exactly.
Because I don't see much TV or movies when I'm out here, so I might as well
That's
do it on
true.
vacation
Catch
on
up.
an airplane. So
That's
I'm
right.
cool with that.
That's right. And other people will have a drink or have a couple drinks,
Yeah.
and that'll help put them to sleep. Some people take sleeping pills, whatever. That's not my style. But anyway, guys, we made it. We made it to
Yes.
Tanzania, Africa. So our friends Juan and Faith, they went with us, and we had a great time with them, man.
Yes,
And
we
they
did.
Juan set up the tour guide for us, right? And what a great experience we had,
Yes.
man.
He was a wonderful
he
tour
was
guide.
absolutely amazing. His name is Godson Silas.
Yes.
Godson Silas, and his company, guys, is Marshall Adventure, right? And you can find them, and we'll put this in the comments, but you can find them at www.marshall, MARTIAL, adventure.co.tz. T as in Tanzania, Z as in Zanzibar, okay? So check them out, guys. If you're going to go to Africa, go to Tanzania, just look him up, man. He's amazing.
He is the best.
He's the best. And so what he did, guys, so like I said, we flew into Arusha. He picked us up from the airport. It was already pretty late, so he took us to this nice little restaurant, which I do not remember the name of.
Yes, but you know what? If you ever go over there and you meet up with Godson, he'll know, because it was a great restaurant. The food was wonderful.
The food was really good, and the service was great.
Yes.
The people working there were really nice. The girls, they're really, really nice, really friendly. So we enjoyed that meal, guys. And it was, like I said, it was already late. So from there, we went to the hotel and we went to sleep. We were all tired, obviously, from the trip. But it was a nice hotel. It was called the Venus Premier Hotel in Arusha. Yes. All right, so that's the first place we stayed. Day 2, guys, we wake up in the morning. We get up and we drive from Arusha to Lake Manyara National Park. That's Lake Manyara National Park. And it's a 2.5-hour drive from where we were to get there. But the town of Arusha, going through the town, seeing it in the daylight, it's a very active city.
Super active.
Super active, guys. So there's a lot of traffic, a lot of people working.
Hustle and bustle. Of merchants outside, selling everything. Selling juice, fruit, vegetables, clothing,
shoes, work material.
Yes, but just everything. It seems like everyone out there is working and just hustling out there.
It's really active, man. Really active
Super
city.
Active.
And it's not like, so obviously the infrastructure is not like here, but there are paved roads. There's real cars. There's not to our surprise, but just in case you were thinking that Africa was way back in history, it is not the case at all.
But I will say one thing, it was so cool for me. All these women have wonderful balance.
Wonderful
because
balance,
they don't use their hands to carry anything.
Baskets.
Everything was carried on their heads.
That's
and
real.
I'm talking big baskets full of things, and they're just walking with the greatest posture you'd ever see. I was like, wow.
It's pretty cool, man. Yep. Very good
the strength in their neck. I'd be like, oh no, I'm
big
good.
back, big stuff on their heads.
And they just don't use their arms. They're just walking around nice and very nice
That's
posture.
Pretty exciting.
Yeah, it was cool. Anyway.
It was different. It was different. And so the traffic, guys, so I wouldn't suggest, if you're thinking renting a car or something like that, I wouldn't suggest doing anything like that in Arusha, man. The driving is pretty wild. You've got cars and motorcycles and trucks. Everything is weaving in and out.
Yes.
And also, I didn't pay much attention to street signs and all that, but I don't think there was a lot of them. You either know where you're going and where you're going to go, or you don't. So get you guys a guide, somebody who knows, right?
Definitely need a guide.
And so that was really cool, driving from Arusha to Lake Manyara National Park. So that's we got some cool experiences there. So once we got to Lake Manyara National Park, that is the first day that we did the safari. And man, that was just an entirely different experience for us, man. I don't know if you guys ever have done national wildlife parks here in our country. There's wildlife parks where you ride through and you get to feed the giraffes and all of this kind of stuff. It's similar to that, but it's just that they're in their own habitat. They're not caged up and they don't come up to you necessarily, but you see them. You're driving, down the roads and whatever, and you see giraffes crossing, and they're looking in the different. You see elephants. There's zebras and a
lot of monkeys.
A lot of monkeys. And Lake Manyara, totally, a lot of monkeys, a lot of baboons.
And there was this really cool monkey called, was it the vervet?
The vervet
monkey, and it had really beautiful bright blue testicles.
She was impressed by that.
The color was
We're not usually
beautiful.
Impressed by blue. We don't want blue. Well,
but you can see them from afar. They're just so turquoise.
Yeah.
It was beautiful.
It might be the first thing you see if you see them running at you from a distance. You might see these blue
turquoise. Anyway, I thought they were, and they're really cute monkeys. But anyway, yeah.
I think they were called the black-faced vervet monkeys. But they're really pretty, really cute also. And there's a lot of them out there, and a lot of baboons, guys. Baboons are supposed to be like the thugs of the city, man. They're gangsters. But they're so cool. They're so cool. But they're thieves. And so when you hear they're thieves, they come to your house in your area at night. They're stealing your food and tearing up stuff.
Because they're always stealing things.
They're always stealing stuff. And so, but I love to watch them, man. I like, that's kind of one of my favorite animals anyway. So.
And it's funny because we were in an area where there were so many of them, and they just approach you like,
what's up?
Like they're thuggish.
They're thuggish.
Like, hey, what's up? Yeah. They're not really afraid of you. They just look at you like sideways, like.
Yeah, they watch you. They watch you. They don't let you get too close.
No,
either,
they're running cliques, you know. So
it's like gangs,
a gangster mob, you know.
It's a mob. It's pretty funny, man. Funny, it's so cool to watch too. So yeah, that was interesting. We saw a lot of those at Lake Manyara National Park, and now that park is 125 square miles big, and so that's big. Right, but it's smaller than the Serengeti, of course.
Yes.
And then there's a lot of the roads are a lot more narrow, and you've got a lot more trees and a lot more greenery around you, so you can see.
To me, honestly, when I first got there, I felt like, wow, this is not at all what I expected. I expected what I see in National Geographic, where it's like, just miles and miles of emptiness, and you see that beautiful that Africa tree.
Right, yeah.
You know, exactly. I don't know what it's called, but it's the Africa tree.
We knew it at what they taught us.
They told us what it was called, but I already forgot.
But you know what we're saying, because you guys have seen that too. And it wasn't quite that feeling there.
Because we were literally surrounded by it felt like a jungle to me, honestly. It was like a small path and nothing but trees and brush and everything.
But that's in some places, and then we would drive in wide open spaces and stuff. But it was a lot smaller and more confined. But we did see some cool animals there as well. Way more so than we would see anywhere here in the States.
Of course.
So we thought that was really nice as well. So for our first day, it was a nice way to kind of break into the whole trip.
Yes,
right?
It was.
So that night, that day, once we went back to Lake Manyara National Park. We actually slept there in Lake Manyara National Park. We slept at a place called Jambo, and then in Swahili that means it means hello. It's a greeting.
Yes, hello.
Jambo or mambo, either way.
Yes.
So
Jambo is for the youth. Or was it for the adults?
Jambo is for more mature people or older people. They say Jambo. And Mambo, if you're kind of hip and cool, you say Mambo.
For the youngsters,
For the young people. That's how it was explained to us. Yes. We could be way off, just so you know. So
one of them, or vice versa.
So Manyara, Jambo, Hotel, Lodge, and Hotel. Hotels and Lodge, one of those. And so that was really cool. It's a really nice place. And again, that was like in the city, and then you kind of go through, you go around to get to the national park, something like that, right? But it's all close, it's all right there. So we had a great day on our first safari. Yes. Very nice introduction. And again, man, Godson, he was the best. He was there all the way through this thing, and he introduced us to Osman, which was the cook. Who came with us?
We can't forget about that.
Right? So from place to place for like 6 days, he was there. He was cooking for us, preparing our food. They had this big safari truck, obviously, with all of our sleeping gear, all of the food, everything. And they cooked for us, and we had a really, really good time. So, and that's a package deal, guys. We paid one price per person. And if you want more information, just check out his website. Give him a call.
Definitely.
And they'll give you all the details you'll need to know about that trip. Okay, so
and
about how many days?
He's been doing this for years.
Years.
We're talking,
guys,
over 20 years.
He's been doing it for a long time.
He's wonderful. He knows his way around. He knows all about every animal. He just knows everything.
Man, listen, these people are equipped, right? Yes. So they go to school for 2 years. You got to get a degree in order to be a safari guide, a tour guide. And so you have to learn these different safaris, the different national parks in and out. He was a mechanic before, so we had issues with our truck, and this was a very nice truck, but we had issues because of the bumpiness, and something happened with one of the brake lines or tires. And so, man, those guys fixed it with no problems. We were down for a little while, but we had nowhere to go. We was in the
that's
safari.
Another story, obviously. But we broke down, and he threw in his side skills.
Side skills, man.
And fixed it up, and we were back on the road. So
we
that
were
was
good
great.
to go. We were good to go. So, guys, that was day 2. So going into day 3, so we left Manyara National Park, guys, and we drove 5.5, almost 6 hours, or maybe even 6 hours, to the Serengeti National Park. And guys, that's where we really felt like we were in Africa, like for real.
If the animals would not have killed me, I would have just come off the truck and stayed with them.
She wanted to. She wanted to. I encouraged her at one point.
Whatever.
She started getting on my nerves.
Oh, they were amazing. Anyone who knows me knows I'm an absolute animal lover. I can have animals around me all day long and I'd be happy.
It was great, and they literally were around her all day long.
My
She just
gosh.
couldn't touch them. But man, guys, we saw everything. We saw the lions that we wanted to see, leopards, obviously a ton of more baboons and monkeys. But there are wildebeest, zebras, giraffes, elephants. There are so many. We saw hippopotamuses. We saw a rhino, which was so cool, man.
That was the coolest.
That was the best. He was from a distance, but you could just tell.
And nothing else in sight, but this huge rhino just running. I mean,
just running. He was actually trying to pass. There's a lot of safari trucks on our trail, and he was on the left side, but in the evening apparently he goes over to the other side, and he was wanting to cross, but since we were all there, you know, wanting to take pictures and get videos of him, he couldn't cross.
So I wasn't happy about that.
She wasn't happy about that. She's like, oh, let him cross.
I was just like, these darn tourists, including ourselves. I was like, let's just go, let him pass.
I'm like, wait, no, we're getting pictures.
Yeah, no one was on board
get
with
the pictures,
me.
man. Gotta get the pictures. We need footage. We need footage.
Anyway.
So anyway, he finally was able to cross, and we got some good pictures of him. But he was beautiful, man, and you could just tell how strong he is just by the way he moves. He's like just this huge. He's
pure muscle.
He looks like a big block of steel.
Yes.
If you would imagine what steel would seem like running.
Yeah.
So it was pretty cool.
That was
man.
great. That was great.
And
that was, how huge was that? Over 3,000
square
miles.
Five. Serengeti National Park is 5,700 square miles.
Yes.
So 5,700, and that's a very, very, very large place. And so obviously,
what was the 3,000 square miles?
I don't know.
Okay. That number's in my head for some reason. Okay.
I don't know. Maybe that was.
We'll figure it out.
I don't know. I have no
Anyway,
idea. Don't know where she got it from. She's on a different thing right now.
Different plane.
So, but anyway, guys, so that was cool. First day in the Serengeti, we thought that was just absolutely amazing. And what's interesting, guys, we went to, we stayed on campgrounds in Ngorongoro.
Wait, before you even touch on that, let me add something very quickly. So when we were on the safari, the truck, I guess they're like Jeeps.
Yeah,
right?
they're safari trucks, safari Jeeps,
and so they have a huge opening at the top. When you're standing, it's like this big. So if an animal
your whole
wanted,
head can
for me it was like up to here.
It closes and it opens.
Yeah, but that's open.
Yeah, that's open.
That's open.
And we can stand up.
And so if we stand up, I'm exposed up to here. And I was thinking, these animals can, a tiger or lion can jump through here.
They can.
And the guy's like, no. He's like, oh, that's not going to happen. I was like, okay. When we come back, our friend that went with us sent us a video where a leopard.
Yeah.
It was a cheetah?
It was a cheetah.
A cheetah jumped in. And he was nibbling on the lady's hat.
He was chilling, though.
And she was just still. I'm thinking, oh my God. I don't know. I probably would have loved it, but I would have been terrified. Like,
I think that would have been
one whack, and her face is
she would have been
sliced.
gone. Yeah, but it was like it was almost like he was a pet. I don't know how that happened, but he was
just
chilling up. He was up there. He was nibbling on her hat and playing with her and stuff. And she was like, "Oh, she was going crazy."
Yeah,
oh my God,
she was scared.
She was a little scared. But the fact was, obviously, the guides weren't doing anything. Maybe they knew he wasn't going to do anything.
No,
to
they
her.
couldn't do anything because if they move or do anything, it might get scared and attack
Well,
her.
the girls wouldn't, but the other people on the truck. He was watching them just how they were watching him, but he was curious.
He jumped up where I was saying that they could have jumped up, and everyone said no, that can't happen.
I thought
and
that was cool. I think that would have been the best. That would have made the whole trip.
It would have been cool. As long as he didn't
cool.
hurt me, oh my gosh, I would have loved it. But anyway, I just had to add
that was pretty neat, man. You know, all kinds of things happen like that on these safaris, man. You're dealing with wild animals. But the thing is, for the most part, they stay away from humans, right? They kind of stay away from the trucks and the automobiles, the traffic, for the most part. I'm sure there's different occurrences that sometimes.
But at one time we were surrounded by
lions.
all the lions.
We were.
I mean, literally surrounded.
And they really kind of pay you no mind.
Cool.
They just do their own thing, like they don't care that you're even there. So that's pretty cool.
But okay.
So all right, so Ngorongoro. So that's
Ngorongoro.
So that's where we went from Lake Manyara. We went to with 6 hours driving to Ngorongoro. And so, of course, being in a national park, you know, we did that safari the first day. But there, that night, I want to talk about, we stayed in tents, right? And we were up high in elevation. We're up in the mountains. It was nice and cool. It was like cold up there.
It was not nice and cool. It was
in
cold.
the evenings. It was perfect.
It was very cold.
But by morning time, man, the temperatures had dropped to like, you know, I don't know, 38, 40.
I thought it was cold 24/7.
It was cold, but it was beautiful, y'all. It was beautiful.
But it was beautiful, yes.
Yeah, it was really nice. And so, there we ate. We pitched our tent. We hung out. Got to know a few of the other tourists that were out there.
That was a lot of fun.
And that was really really cool. There's this big cafeteria that everyone ate in. So late at night, you know, we're all hanging out, eating. People are playing cards, playing music.
Yeah.
And then, you know, I was gonna go outside to go to the tent to get something, and I saw this huge boar. And at the time, I didn't know what it was. It just looked like some kind of monster out of a horror movie. But this dude, he like came running past the door, and you know, I jumped back like, you know, yo, what's up? You know what I mean? You want to come in? What do you? But anyway, he just ran by, and I was like, man, this is crazy. The actual wildlife is there.
It's there.
It's there. It's all. We're in their territory.
Right in their territory.
Yeah. So it was crazy. So that was my first little encounter close up front, right? And then, so anyway, we went to sleep. We got up the next morning, ate breakfast. After eating breakfast.
But while we slept,
I
kept hearing the hyenas right next to us laughing. And I'm thinking, oh my God.
They were laughing. They make this sound, this whoop.
They're so cute.
You heard that all night long.
Yeah, they were so cute. And I just kept thinking, okay, we didn't leave any food in the tents. There's nothing around here so that they can, because they told us, do not leave anything because they will try to get in. The wild animals will try to get in if they smell something.
Hyenas, whatever other wild animals are there.
Yeah.
There's, you know, zebras come around there.
I mean, there could
giraffes.
be anything. I'm sure there could be lions out there just the same.
I'm sure there are. But lions are territorial. But I'm sure if they want to go in other places, they are the kings. You know what I mean? So they do what they want to do. So that was really cool, guys. Cool. And so that was and that was on Ngorongoro.
Yes, in Ngorongoro.
What was it?
The National Conservation
Area. Yes, so that's where we were at. The next morning, we get up, we eat breakfast, and so I decided to walk over to this big window, right? I look out the window, and there are two giraffes. We're up higher, but there are two giraffes eating from this bush right there next to me. I'm like, man, this is really the real deal. Like, we are actually cool. in the jungle, in the safari with these wild animals. So anyway, moving on past that, stayed in tents on the campgrounds. That was really awesome.
And it was super misty.
Misty that morning. You'll see it in the pictures, guys, if you watch the video, our Africa trip video.
But it's definitely a cool experience.
Very cool experience. Cool. So that was nice. Yeah, don't be afraid to stay in tents, guys. And if you have a tour guide, they know what's going on. So it's not like you're going to be sleeping in the middle of a lion's family or something.
And it was very comfortable.
It was comfortable.
Nice, thick sleeping bags. We're extremely comfortable. So it was good.
Yeah, we were good. Misha. So, sorry, the pool guy just got here. Misha.
Mimi, that's okay. And she won't be scared. Sorry,
guys.
Créeme que no. Mimi.
She's coming out with the Spanish.
Okay, my pit bull, it wants to try to harm my pool guy. Let me go make some friends.
Go on. We're going to wrap up the film.
Mimi.
So anyway, guys, so from Ngorongoro, we did day 2 of this, day 2 in the Serengeti. So we went, saw a lot more animals. Totally good experience, and we saw even more animals on day 2 than we did on day 1. So every single thing that we wanted to see, we got to see it in the Serengeti. We even saw some snakes. We saw black cobras or something he said it was. We passed them, and then as we backed up, We tried to see them again, and they ran off. And the suckers were big, man. We saw them from the street. There were 2 of them, and I don't know if they were mating. I don't know what they were doing, but they were too big. I am fascinated by snakes, but I was glad to see them though. Anyway, so we stayed another night at a different area in this a different campsite, and so same thing. On that night, however, the excitement was she's back. So on that night, however, the excitement was one of our friends, Juan and Faith. Of course, there's this area where everybody would go and shower. It's a little ways away from the tents. It was late at night. Everyone else had showered, brushed their teeth, and all that stuff. Their teeth. And so I think, one was showering and Faith was showering or getting ready, brushing teeth. Who knows what was going on. But he decided to walk out and just wait by the door. And that's when he saw a hyena right there, just basically about to go in, I guess, the restroom area, right? And then as soon as he looked at him, there was another one right behind him. And I'm telling you, he said they were like less than 4 feet away from him. Yes. And they saw each other at the same time. And right when he looked at them, they looked at him, and they slowly started backing away. Yeah. And man, thank God they did, right? I would have loved to be there, though. That would have been cool. I would have loved to see it too, especially if they backed away. Yeah. See, I didn't know that, they wouldn't just attack on sight. You know what I mean? Because they're still wild animals, but I guess they have a certain fear or respect for humans too. They don't want to mess with you. But again, guys, these are wild animals. And so, just like wild dogs, I mean, a dog, if he didn't recognize you, he might have tried to get you, right? But the hyena, they decided to back out and let him be, which I'm glad, because I'm glad they came back. I'm glad that I didn't see it, because I don't know how I would have reacted. I probably would have. She would have gotten eaten alive. Be like, hey. Eaten alive. We're 26. I have no fear of animals, which is a huge problem. It's crazy. Yeah. So guys, we're 26 minutes into the video. We're gonna move on. Yes. Right. So that was really cool experience. So guys, from after spending a couple days in the Serengeti National Park, we drove down to Lake Natron. Right. And so Lake Natron. So let me back up. Should I back up a little bit? Ngorongoro. That is it's a natural crater. Yes. And it is absolutely huge. So you can read on it. We're going to put it down below. So if you want more information on Ngorongoro, then you can read on that. It's a natural crater. It's just absolutely amazing. So from there, we went down to Lake Natron, which is a salt lake. And a lot of the flamingos go there for, breeding and mating and stuff like that. So the idea there, obviously, our goal was to climb the mountain of God, which is Doinyo Lengai. And man, is that a monster. But listen, it was crazy. So we had a great experience though. So we get there to the campsite. We went to one of the villages of the Massaii, right? And we didn't talk a lot about that before, but we actually drove in when we were driving into the Serengeti. We stopped at one of the Massaii villages. We went into their hut. Man, listen, they did a welcome ceremony for us, and it was beautiful, guys.
And we joined in.
We joined in. We did the jumping. We did the singing. The girls did the hollering, all of that stuff, man. And they took us in their house and showed us how it was built, showed us how their families live, showed us how they make fire with sticks and
don't mention that.
Mule dung, if you will.
Mule doo-doo.
Right? Dung is more appropriate.
Dung? Okay.
Dung. So anyway, that was really good experience. So this was another village of the Massaii that we went to when we got to Lake Natron. Right, they took great care of us. We pitched tents. We stayed there on their village grounds. Yes. We ate, and we were able to take probably an hour and a half nap before we got up and went to the mountain. Let me say something.
If you ever do go to Africa, you've got to go see the Massaii people.
Go see the Massaii.
It is a must. They are wonderful. This is how, tourists are what also support them. They can buy their cattle. It's one of the things. But it's a big thing on how they support themselves.
And of course,
buy cattle with the money and just more
things
more
to
jewels
sell.
To make jewelry and things like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's all I wanted to say. Go ahead.
So yeah, no, it's okay. I'm glad you brought that up. But yeah, it's really cool to visit the Massaii. Yeah, go support them. Right now, tourism is really slow too because of the COVID and because of everything that's been going on. All tourism has slowed down, and so yeah, they could really use the tourism. So
and it's a wonderful experience.
It's very nice. You will never forget that. It's really nice. So yeah, from there, guys, we took an hour nap. Then we got up, guys, at about 11 o'clock p.m. and got ready to go climb Mount Doinyo Lengai, the mountain of God. And what a beast it was. It's a beautiful mountain, guys, but it is an active volcano.
Yes.
Active volcano. So the idea here, what time do we have to get up? We have to get up at 11 and be at the mountain to start the climb.
To start the climb at 12 midnight.
Midnight.
So it was an all-night climb. All-night climb.
All night.
And I gotta tell you, I feared for my husband's life.
Yeah, it was me.
For the first time, I was actually very worried about him because he usually takes care of me, and I let him.
Yeah.
But he was breathing so hard. I kept looking like, baby, are you okay?
See, here's what happened.
I really thought he would have a heart attack.
Yeah, so here's what happened, guys. I got sick, right? What's going on, Orlando? Xavier, thank y'all for watching, man. So I got sick, right? And me and Faith, actually. It was, what was it that we were eating? Curry. We ate something with curry, and man, me and her both were really sick. And so that whole first 4 or 5 hours up to halfway of the mountain, I was really feeling sick. Everything was kind of regurgitating back up, and it was pretty bad. I hadn't felt that way. It was hard for me to catch my breath.
Baby, it wasn't just the
curry.
It
was that. But not only that, guys. In addition to that, you're doing the most strenuous thing that you've ever done in your life, climbing this mountain, guys. I'm telling you. And we're both athletic.
I thought I was athletic before I decided to climb this
somewhat.
mountain.
And man, I tell you what, it was crazy. It was a big challenge for us, man. We got halfway up the mountain, and the guides kept saying we're almost there, but they've been saying that for hours at this point. So I'm like, listen, man, just shut up.
Yeah.
let's get up this mountain, man. So we did it. We couldn't turn back after the halfway point, but it was the most challenging thing we've ever done in our life. Me personally, most challenging. It just outdoes everything.
Everything and anything, yeah.
I've never even walked for 7 hours straight. Never walked for 7 hours straight. And you're talking about a mountain climb. We're talking about ash, climbing through ash, where you got to take 2 and 3 steps because you're sliding down and you're pulling yourself up. We're talking about loose rocks that are coming down
as other people are climbing. Like ducking, like, oh my God.
Listen, this is one of those things, guys, where you say to yourself, man, why am I even doing this? This ain't me.
Exactly.
This is not me, And what we would have given to be back in the truck or on flatland, it would have been nice.
Yes.
But anyway, guys, we finally, after 7 hours, we reached the top, the summit.
But one thing, it was pitch dark as we did this. All we had were our lights.
Headlights.
Just one headlight, looking straight at where you're climbing. That's it. You can't see anything around. And at 6:30 in the morning, the light comes up. Like, that's it.
That's it. Yeah, the sun starts coming up.
And
6:30.
I was totally petrified once I saw what I was hanging onto
and where we
looking to my death.
It's crazy.
Because we had nothing. I mean, just our hands and
we had our hands and some sticks. And half the time we were literally crawling up the mountain
because it's so steep.
Because you cannot stand up. You can't stand up.
You can tilt back and fall.
You can fall to your death. And man, listen, they do that for a reason. I mean, they don't want you to see where you're going. I think if we had seen this mountain from the beginning, we wouldn't have done it.
Never.
She wouldn't have did it. I would have did it.
And the funny thing is, our friends bet me
$50.
$50 that
she couldn't make it.
That I couldn't make it. So even when I was exhausted, she's competitive. I'm very competitive.
She doesn't want to lose any challenges.
So I didn't care about the $50. I just cared about the fact that they bet me. And I was like, no, I'm going to do this.
Right. So we did it, guys. We made it to the top. It's beautiful. You will see that in the other video as well.
Beautiful. It was beautiful.
It was absolutely beautiful. Man, it's just so vast.
Yes.
You're at the top of that mountain, and I'm talking from miles and miles and miles. You see mountains, you see plains, you see Lake Natron. It's just absolutely beautiful. It's breathtaking.
Yes,
breathtaking. And you're above the clouds at this point. We're 10,000 feet in the air.
Yes.
And so you're above the clouds. Everything is just beautiful.
Amazing.
And you see, guys, when you get to the top of this mountain, you're smelling the sulfur. You see the steam coming from the volcano. And we were thinking, man, listen, this thing could have erupted at any time because an eruption is imminent. That's already a fact about this thing. And so it was really amazing, guys. It was very steep. Yeah. And yes, Orlando, man, thank you for watching. We learned some Swahili. It was really cool. But coming down the mountain, that's your question. To answer your question.
Before, did you let him know it took 7 hours to get up there?
7 hours
We
to get up there.
arrived at the top at 7
just
in the
before
morning.
7 o'clock in the morning.
6:55.
It was great. Half the people who climb that mountain do not make it. More than half. They don't make it up. They've got to be carried down, and they get too scared.
You even get a certificate
so
when you
we got
come
our
back
certificate.
because you graduated.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So let's move on.
I was like, give me that damn certificate.
I know. We don't ever want to see another mountain anyway.
Yes.
So yeah, guys. So we're done with the climb. We're actually at the top of the mountain. Now we got to come down. And our thought process was, listen, going down must be better than going up.
Yeah.
Right? We're not climbers.
Right.
But going down was equally, if not more challenging than going up.
Yes. I got to tell you, climbing up, when I first got petrified, I was petrified because I saw the lights and now I saw where I was hanging from. Luckily, it only took about another 25 minutes to get to the top. The guide had to help me. But as I came down, I thought, okay, I'm not afraid to go down for some reason. I had no fear coming down. But my body said, no, we're not doing this.
Right.
Excruciating.
Yes.
That was the worst.
She probably got about a quarter down the mountain before she just started locking up.
My body was like, no, we're not doing this
And
anymore.
listen, our guides, man, let me tell you one thing about these Massaii guys. The strength of these men, young men. They were 23, I think, and 24.
Yeah, they were babies. They were kids.
Right, they were young. No.
Yes,
one of them was 29, wasn't he?
No.
So
23. They were both 23.
They were young guys, right? And they were tall and slender. But these dudes were very, very strong.
Yes.
Like they were true warriors, right?
Warriors.
So they carried Melanie down the mountain, and halfway down the mountain.
Yes, and the funny thing is, because I literally, every step down, it's like it shoved into my knees, into my feet, into my neck, into my back.
Everything.
I mean, I was thinking, I feel every bit of 49 at that point.
That's right.
I was like, this is not good. And so every step was excruciating pain to my body.
Tough.
So he kept turning around saying, I will carry you. But this mountain is like this, going straight down. I'm thinking, are you crazy? We're going to tumble down. Like, that's it.
Man, they surprised me, man, because look, we were slipping. This guy, the Massaii, they might slip, but they catch themselves. They might slip a little, catch themselves, nothing, no big deal. Each of us in our group had a couple of falls.
Yes,
right? And I feel like I'm good on balance, but these dudes are up and down this mountain all the time, so I guess they're good with it. But man, this dude threw Mel on his back. And he started going down the mountain.
I was like, okay, I was so exhausted. I couldn't go anymore. After like 2 hours of going down and my refusing to allow him to carry me, I finally said, at this point, I couldn't move. Like every step
we were about halfway down at that point. You didn't make it about halfway down, but still.
It was about 2 hours, baby.
I'm telling you, we still had
No, I had walked about 2 hours. Yeah, I'm saying I had gone 2 hours.
Maybe more.
Alone. But I finally said, that's fine, because I was taking forever. It was going to take me forever. Like, I would have arrived 2 days later. So he threw me on his back, and I'm telling you, he started running down this mountain.
Down the mountain.
I'm like, oh my gosh. And I was so exhausted. I kept thinking, we're going to fall. We're going to die. But I was so exhausted that I was just like, damn it.
Let it be.
I mean, if this is what's going to happen, I can't move.
So here I am watching this dude running down the mountain.
Yes.
And I'm trying to keep up with him and can't even keep up.
He's falling.
I wasn't falling. I was I didn't know I didn't fall. I was just like, dang, this dude is moving, yo. But I didn't, I'm sliding down the ash and coming down, but homeboy was gone.
He was gone.
He was gone. I was like, yo, that is very, very impressive. But this is what they do. This is their home. They know these mountains. They know how to navigate and stuff. So I was impressed. Yes. And I was so thankful to have those guys. Timan was our guide's name, and he helped carry it out. And of course, Godson came and met up with us, and he helped.
To give him a break from carrying me.
Yeah, and he helped get her down the mountain too, man. So it was really interesting.
It flipped me over their shoulder and just
carried her. And I carried all their stuff.
Yes.
Right? Because at that point, guys, I was worn out too, man. My feet were hurting. It was tiring. And so, I mean, you got to think, I'm at this point 250 pounds, 240 something pounds. And another, 50-pound bag on my back. I'm still carrying a lot of weight too. I couldn't do it, man, at that point. So I was so thankful for the Massaii guys, man.
But don't let us deter you.
Yeah, y'all want to go.
Y'all
want to go. Y'all go right ahead and climb.
If you want to do
Doinyo Lengai.
it's an experience.
It's great.
I
But
suggest you train for it,
be ready.
A very, very long time.
Just be ready, guys. Be ready. When the sunlight comes up and y'all see where you are on top of that mountain, it's absolutely beautiful, but it is also frightening to look around you and see, that you could literally fall to your death.
And there's literally just one small path at the very top, a small path, and then
at the summit.
Steepness, yes, the steepness going down here and then down this way, and so that's it. You're on this path.
My knees and ankles and back, my whole body was killing me, Orlando, killing me. And hers was too. She was frozen stiff. She couldn't do anything.
Mine was done.
Man, I have never been so happy to see an automobile in my life.
Oh my gosh. Yes.
I had never been so happy, man. Listen, I gave the Massaii my hiking shoes. I gave him my gear. I'm never doing it again. And it was just as a thank you for helping us get down the mountain, man. Because I know I'm not old and I'm not out of shape, but I ain't never doing that again, and I know it. So we were hurting, bro. We were hurting. So what a beautiful experience, guys. I wouldn't trade it for the world.
Right,
I feel like we did that.
We did it. We did that,
and I'm so glad.
We did that.
I'm glad. I mean, we had each other to support each other. I'm constantly talking to her, saying she could do it. She was checking on me. We took care of each other while we were up there. We had plenty of water and everything. And I'm glad to have that experience with Juan and Faith also.
Yes.
So they're a little bit younger. They've hiked before.
They left us behind.
But it was a challenge for them too. And
Yes.
I think Juan said he doesn't want to do it. It was more of a challenge. It was more Faith's idea, even though Juan has done several things like that before. She wanted to do it, and she made it. She was a little sick, but listen, we all struggled, we all made it. It was tough. We encouraged each other. We helped each other up and down, and so it was really nice. It was a pleasure to do that with them as well. So
you got to check it out if you ever go out there.
Doinyo Lengai. So yes. So it was Timan, and our other guide was Gideon. And they were in the Massaii village. Mm-hmm. Those guys were absolutely amazing, guys. Thank you so much. If you're able to watch this, thank you so much.
And in their village, there's wonderful rivers. There was a waterfall. It was beautiful too. They took us there as well. I mean,
the day before the mountain climb. Yes, we went to a nice waterfall right by the village.
There's so much beauty out there.
So much to offer in Africa, guys. Go see for yourselves. Go see.
Definitely.
So absolutely, yes. I'm really glad. We're very glad and thankful that we had an opportunity to experience it as well, Orlando. Thank you. So guys, the next day, this was the big feat that we finally accomplished. We got over the mountain. So the next day we drove back to Arusha, and we got on the airplane and we flew to Zanzibar.
To the resort living.
To the beach. To the
Yes.
beach. Man, and we were so ready. We had like 5 days there.
Oh my gosh.
And guys, we just wanted to relax. We were so beat up from that mountain climb. They took good care of us. The food was great. We chose to stay at a resort called Sandies Baobob Beach Resort. Okay. And it was beautiful, guys. Beautiful. People were so
wonderful.
nice. The food was good. They had entertainment. They had acrobats. They had music. It was really a great experience there. And we stayed in these nice little cabins. It was really, really cool.
It was very, very beautiful.
Very, very nice. And so on that day, all the arrows were pointing for Melanie to get a skydiving, to go skydiving. She had been wanting to do that.
I had never skydived before. And I had been wanting to do it. Recently, I was like, you know what? I'm just going to do it. I've never had anyone to do it with, and I was like, I'm just going to do it. And so as soon as we arrived to the airport in Zanzibar, there's a huge sign that says, Skydive in Africa. I was like, this is it. This is for me. They're talking to me.
That's right.
And so his first thing was like, well, wait a minute.
We don't know if it's on the other side of the island.
You don't know if it's an hour from here, 2 hours from here. I was like, okay, well, let's just see. So when we called from our resort, it's 15 minutes away. And 15 minutes away. And when we called, they were booked for the whole week, which we would have been gone by then. But someone had just canceled, and she said, if you can be here in 15 minutes, you got it. I was like, you are 15 minutes away. I'm there. So the the gods who were like,
everything was
setting
pointing
it
in
up
that
for me.
direction. Everything was pointing in that direction.
And I tell you, it was the most wonderful experience. I absolutely loved it. I became addicted.
Listen,
and I want to do that every time I go somewhere beautiful.
If you guys see the video, the skydiving video, it's toward the end. Like, again, go to our Tanzania with Friends video here on YouTube. You'll find that in our library. But go to that video. Toward the end of the video, there's a skydive video that they took that they actually skydive. She does tandem, and she jumped off. And man, when you see how beautiful and blue that ocean is, it was just a nice experience.
It's too beautiful to even be scared. I mean, I thought I'd be scared, but it was just too amazing. The beauty just like was mesmerizing. I was just
awesome.
like,
it was awesome.
I was in it. I was like, oh my gosh, it was the most wonderful experience.
So skydive Zanzibar. Skydive Zanzibar is the name of the company.
Skydive Zanzibar, that's right.
It's really cool. And they give you a very nice and professional video, and that's the video that I posted onto my video. So check it out, guys. If y'all go there, go check them out. And go skydiving, man. Do it. If you're gonna do it somewhere beautiful. And you land
on the beach, you take off. Remember where we took off from right now.
There's an airport behind where we were, a small airport landing strip. So they took off from there.
You land on the beach.
You land right there,
and it's just amazing.
So and they got it, guys. They can steer these things and land wherever they want to land. So they jumped out of the plane. I was sitting at a restaurant having a couple drinks, enjoying myself and talking to the locals, all that stuff on the beach. And then one of the ladies came up and she's like, okay, so they're going to be, she's going to be jumping soon. And so we're looking up. I don't see anything. Finally, I see the parachute open. And then 5 minutes later, they glide in right in front of where I was. And I thought that was pretty skilled, man. But they do it every day. They know what they're doing.
And I can't remember my guide's name. But anyway, he's on that video. Yeah. So, yes. He allowed me to maneuver to steer.
They were doing circles like this.
Oh my gosh. As soon as he allowed me to do this, I was like, hell yeah. He was like, okay, just push it a little bit. I was like, bam. We started doing circles. I loved it. And he was on the bottom.
I was like, dang, man, what's going on?
He was recording me, so he's recording. Okay. So that's not on the video because he's taking this video from beneath us and he sees it spinning and it just felt so amazing.
Right.
It's amazing.
It was really cool.
Of course, my guide was like, you're crazy. But it was great.
Yeah, it was really cool. So it was a tandem jump. She did a tandem jump. And just to answer one of the questions, we didn't see any wild animals while we were on the mountain. Kind of going back a little bit. So just to answer your question,
just on the safari.
Yeah, on the safaris, yes,
we
but
saw
not on the
them all
mountains.
on the safari.
So, but anyway, so that was one of the last days of our trip that we decided that she decided to do the sky jump, the skydive.
Skydiving,
really cool. And then we're able to just relax for the next few days.
And there was a great nightclub we went to.
Yes.
Oh my gosh, it was happening.
What was the name of that club?
Dang, well, I'll tell you what. All the locals go there, and it was just popping.
If you go to and stay at Sandies Baobob Beach Resort, they know the nightclub, and it's right there around the corner.
Yes.
And it was banging, man.
Oh my gosh.
It was going crazy. There's a lot of Massaii people, and whatever tourists that were there at the time, they were there, and all the locals, everybody around. That is what
locals.
They do.
Yeah.
And it was
and I mean, one of the people that we had seen the day before said that last time they went, it closed. They left at 7 a.m.
Wow.
And remember those two tourists that we saw? And so I was like, okay, we gotta go, So it was great. And I'll tell you a funny story. So anyway, before I say this, so definitely you gotta check out this club that was near this resort because it was happening. Great DJ, great, everything, great vibe. But a funny story, I made friends with everyone, of course. And so one of our waitresses, should I tell the story?
It's up to you.
So one of our waitresses, she was so wonderful. She's going to see it, you think?
Maybe. You never know.
Anyway, she was wonderful.
She was good.
In the resort. She
very
was so
sweet, very professional.
Just very quiet and humble. And I was like, I asked her about this club. She's like, yes, I go. I was like,
are you going to be there tonight?
You're going to party with us. Come with us tonight. She's like, okay. So when we arrived to this club, I don't even recognize her. I mean, she's... Oh,
man, she is dressed. She got this. She was dressed.
Yeah, so she was fine.
I was like, yo.
So I mean, she's no longer this sweet, humble girl. She starts twerking on my man. I'm like, well, damn, wait a minute, where'd she come from? I was like, damn, I invited her. But okay, so I had to like show her the ropes of how things were gonna go. But I had a lot of fun with her.
She was fun, man. She was fun. Yeah, but you know so I guess that story should tell you that when they're working, they're seriously working. But when they go party,
oh man, it was like a different girl.
It's a whole different.
It was
a
different girl. I was like, where did this woman come from? This is not the same woman.
It was
that
cool.
I met.
She even brought a friend with her.
Yes,
it was nice. We had a good time.
It was funny. Faith wasn't too happy with her friend. She didn't like her. Anyway, they were both dancing kind of crazy, but we had fun. We had a lot of fun.
The whole trip was amazing,
the whole trip
guys.
was amazing.
And so, listen, thank y'all so much for watching. We're gonna start to wrap it up now. Really appreciate you watching, guys. Go ahead and subscribe. Also, hit the Kong icon in the bottom right of your screen, or go down to the subscribe button and subscribe. We're gonna have some more material coming up on Saturday at 11:30 in the morning. We're gonna be back on talking about a very good subject that a lot of you guys might want to see. And so we're not gonna tell you what it is yet because we don't know, but we're gonna find a good subject. Now we know. So check this out real quick. Our flight back. So we had some complications. We almost didn't make the flight, but everything got worked out. And so we ended up flying from. We flew from Zanzibar
to Qatar.
No, it wasn't Qatar. It was Doha.
Oh, Doha.
Doha, right? Which is near Dubai. I don't know how far, how close it is, but man, what a nice airport. That airport is money, yo. Money, right? So we went to Doha, and then from Doha, we flew to DFW, right? I think it was like, I don't know how many hours. It was about 24 hours total, including the layover and all that stuff. So that was pretty easy. But the flight from Doha Airport to DFW was 15 straight hours. Yes. And so, that was quite a long flight. So we had a lot of movies, a lot of sleep, a lot of food, a lot of drinks, but we finally made it home. Yes. And we're very excited to say that we had a wonderful time.
Yes.
And so, guys, that's our details. And we're going to post some of this information in the comments below. Please don't hesitate to reach out to us. Ask us about specific questions. If you have some questions, if you're planning to go to Zanzibar, we'd love to help you out as far as connecting you with some of the stuff that we did.
Yes,
okay?
Definitely.
Thank y'all so much for watching.
Thank you
really
so much.
Appreciate it, guys. We're going to wrap it up. Hey, we got more live streams coming in. Go check out our videos. We're trying to get monetized. So we need 1,000 subscribers.
1,000 subscribers.
And 4,000 watch hours. So watch all of our videos.
And we just started this.
We just started like last week.
Last week. Yeah.
Just started. Like Saturday was our first video.
That's right.
All right. So y'all check us out, man, and we'll and we really appreciate your support.
Yes.
I know this is a long video, but they say like do long videos and also do short videos.
Yeah.
Do long and short. But we got a lot of videos and stuff coming up, guys. So just keep watching.
We're going. You know what? And let us know your opinions. I mean, should they be shorter? Should they be longer?
Also,
I mean, just give us your feedback.
And give us some content too. If y'all want us to talk about something.
That's right.
Give us some content to talk about. We'll talk about it. We'll talk about it. Coffee talk, table talk with Kane and Mel, man. That's all it is, man. Okay. We're going to do this. All right. We out, y'all. I got to go to work.
All right.
Got things to do, man. All right. Take it easy, guys.
Bye.
Thanks for watching.
Did we go too long? Should I not have